Okay, hi guys, my name is Shelby, and welcome to Voice for the Vanished. This is a new missing person case that just broke, but the online community and the community where he went missing, the way they are speaking about this and the way they are already theorizing and questioning people is so aggressive. You don't really see that often in very new cases, but when you do, you always know that it's going to be a case you'll remember. And I hope we remember this case as a kid who went missing and returned home completely safe. Let me get into the story of little 11-year-old Gannon Stauch. Little 11-year-old Gannon was last seen on Monday, the 27th of January, somewhere between 3:15 and 4 p.m. at his home where he resides with his father and stepmother. He asked his father as well as his stepmother if he could go hang out with his friend who lived just a couple houses down from what I've read, and his parents, or his stepmom, and dad, however you want to refer to her, they said yes, of course. This was something he usually did. He would hang out with his friends and always come back home. But after just a couple hours, reportedly, the stepmother said that she was worried and convinced that something had happened to Gannon. Now, this is one thing that kind of gives me a red flag because unless he said, "Oh, can I go for an hour?" and maybe stayed for a couple hours, or maybe he usually didn't stay that long, I don't know. It just says that he was there for a couple hours, which I'm going to assume is 2 or 3. And normally, at least in my experience, when I would go hang out with my friends that lived across the street when I was growing up, my mom would definitely expect me to be over there for hours. And I would always come home when they were having dinner, or I knew I was going to have dinner. And also, if they lived just a couple houses down and he had been friends with whoever he went to go hang out with, why didn't the dad and the stepmother have contact with this kid and his parents to, normal parents, I would say. I'm not saying they're not normal, but normally, if your kid has a best friend or someone they constantly hang out with, like a neighbor, you would have their phone number at least to call and say, "Hey, dinner's ready. Can you send him back home?" Something as simple as that. But apparently, after a couple hours, the stepmother was just worried, and this is where everything, I know, not much into the story, but everything gets a little fishy. Now, there are luckily a lot of flyers or a lot of online articles talking about his disappearance. I think a tight knit community in El Paso, in Colorado Springs, really came together to try and help this boy in just 24 hours or 48 hours. I'm sorry. Which is great, but I've read every single article at this point, and where the story goes next is incredibly confusing. I cannot find if they went to the house that he was at and he wasn't there. Maybe they said he had never been there, he never came, they never knew he was going to come there. There's no say where this kid was that he was expected to be, so that's what kind of throws me off. Usually they would say the friend didn't know he was coming over. Maybe the friend says, "Oh yeah, he left 20 minutes ago." Something of that nature, but I can't find anything about where Gannon said he was at. And I would hope and imagine that the police, as well as his parents, would immediately go to them if they worried about something, since that's where Gannon was. But there's really no statement online that I can find that says exactly what happened to the house that he was supposed to be at. What really kind of pisses me off is online they refer to Gannon as a runaway. There is no statement online, there is no sentence I can find about Gannon that would anywhere refer to him as being someone to run away. I know police have been known to immediately classify someone in his age range as a runaway when they go missing. And I am not bad talking police. I think that most of the time they are right. But in this case, I just don't see any signs at all that he's a runaway. But they have not elaborated more online about this. So maybe they do know something that we don't, and they're keeping it a secret out of the public to keep the integrity of the case. But I just want you guys to know that if you look up his name, you're going to see the word Runaway quite a bit, and I just don't understand how they are labeling him as that. Now, like I said, there is a lot of online talk and speculation about this case, and it's just all very odd that there is so many people already theorizing and questioning the integrity of this case at such an early stage. I don't think I've ever seen a case just 2 days into a missing person with so many people already questioning what the heck happened. It's just the general vibe of everyone speaking about this case doesn't add up, and it breaks your heart because the only one I really care about in this case is Gannon. He is a 11-year-old boy who is completely innocent, just hanging out with a friend, and he's now being labeled as a runaway, and there's people questioning if he would run away and hide from people, or if someone would hurt him, if someone would take him, and that breaks my heart. So the family of Gannon, as far as I can tell, does not have Facebook pages up for him. These are the general public and people who are not related to the family making these Facebook pages. There's a couple uncles, I believe, uncles and aunts, different people who are referring to Gannon as their nephew, who have posted, but I don't believe that they're really in contact with the public who's asking them questions about what happened, and I don't believe that most of them are near Gannon and where he was residing at the time of all of this. But I believe that they're traveling to Colorado Springs and traveling to the area where he did go missing to help in the searches for Gannon. But these Facebook pages that are ran by the public, again, I believe so. As far as I can read, it's not by someone related to him. They are ripping this case apart, and I don't mean that in a harsh way at all. I think that it is good. It's eye-opening, really, to show all the missteps that have already occurred. There is a Facebook comment from Gannon's stepmother. There's a comment from Gannon's stepmother that someone has screenshot it. I don't believe her page is private, at least I cannot find it at the moment. And she states that the night before he went missing on that Sunday, she took him on a hike, which could mean absolutely nothing. That's just a fact of the case. But it is something that they went on a hike together the Sunday before he went missing. This next part, I don't want to offend anyone by saying it, but it is an important theory in this case. The stepmother of Gannon posted a photo of the two of them as well as another small child on a mountain, it seems like, and says that it was taken the night before he went missing on their supposed hike. But according to this person who runs the Facebook page for Gannon, she cannot find another source that has seen him since Friday, which would be days before the Monday when he was reported missing, and everyone says that he has been missing since. Now, this might be a stretch, this might be true, but it's sad that we think this is incredibly possible because we've seen it so many times in other cases. And I don't want to assume that the stepmother did anything and the father helped, but we do have to think about it because it's always a possibility that little Gannon was hurt by the people he's supposed to trust. And I don't see anything that immediately makes me think that they for sure hurt him. Anything is sadly, sadly possible. In another Facebook post by the stepmother, she refers to Gannon in the past tense, which I find incredibly odd. I don't know why anyone would do that, especially when he's only been missing 2 days. I know when people have kids who are missing for years, months even, they tend to accidentally use past tense. Or even people who have children who have passed away, they accidentally use present tense and they have to heartbreakingly correct themselves. But he's only been quote unquote missing since Monday, and she's already saying different things about Gannon in the past tense, which is always a red flag to me. One of the most heartbreaking updates in this case just happened while filming this video. A neighbor of Gannon shared a photo of the crime lab in front of Gannon's house. Now, if you are anyone who's into true crime, I don't know why Crime Lab would be investigating the house or even be there for a runaway. It doesn't make sense. I've never seen anything like that before. And if he ran away, why would the Crime Lab be at his house? It defeats the entire purpose of running away if the crime happened at the house. Also, another thing that people find incredibly suspicious, which I do as well, but not as suspicious as the crime lab being at the home, is that the Major Crime Division has immediately taken on this case because of his age and the weather, which I think is slightly odd. I'm not exactly sure if this has happened before, but everything in this case is just incredibly sketchy and reeks of something a lot more sinister happening than a boy who ran away or walked off. I don't see anything at all in this case that would point to Gannon running away. The police have also not done one single search for Gannon. Every search that has been done has all been volunteers. Usually, police do put out searches in the first days of someone going missing, and police usually also do give up within a couple days because of statistics, and volunteers usually pick it up and keep it going. But like I said, the police have had 0 searches done, and the fact that the police weren't really involved in searching, but now the crime lab is in front of their house, makes me incredibly suspicious. I don't know who that wouldn't make suspicious, because if police really believe that he ran away or he was kidnapped or something bad happened to him and he's out there, they would be doing searches. They wouldn't be searching the home where they believe that he ran away from. Physically describing Gannon, he is again just 11 years old with brown hair and brown eyes. He is 4'9" and 90 pounds. He was last seen wearing a blue jacket and jeans when he left on foot. As I always ask you guys, I don't care who you believe in, what you believe in, or what you don't believe in. Please send prayers, good thoughts, good vibes, strength, hope, love, anything good Gannon and Gannon's family's way. I can't imagine what they're going through right now. And I hope you guys understand that I am completely biased in the situation towards Gannon. I do not care really about anyone else. I care about Gannon and his safety and him being okay and being in the best place and position he can. I'm not sorry that's all I care about. But I am sorry if this video was a little sporadic. It's been a very hectic day, and I was trying my best to get this video out for you guys and organize it the best I could, but things kept happening and not really working out into my favor. But I think I got all the information. I'm sorry if it's a little confusing. I will try better next time. I'm going to link you guys to the Facebook page below, as it is the best way to keep up with the content and updates in this case and to stay on top of what is happening. And hopefully Gannon is found safely. That's all we can really hope for at this point. Also checked my YouTube stats, and 90% of my viewers are not subscribed. And I know maybe it's just because you click on the video and you want to know what happened, but if you guys could, please subscribe. It is a really easy and free way to help me out, and it would help me keep making these videos for a very long time and get better at it. I know some people complain that I'm not doing a good job. I'm doing the absolute best I can. I'm still learning and growing. I just started this in October, but I want to keep doing this forever and talk about the people who deserve to have their stories talked about. I want to be the voice for those who have vanished. That's why I picked my name. Sorry, that was really cheesy, but I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next case.